Oh, hey, didn't see you there. So I've got another kind of overview of a new product that I just got recently, and I'm actually really excited about this one. Not that I'm not excited about the other products, it's just that this one is such a interesting kind of more like useless, useful product. We'll kind of get to that in a minute. So this is the Recover Tactical 2020. For some reason, the Israelis just love dropping pistols into sort of arm brace stabilizing kits. So this is an Israeli product. Basically, Recover Tactical 2020, they actually do some interesting accessories for pistols where if it's a non-railed pistol, you can get a rail on there basically by attaching those accessories. So this is a new product that they just came out with, and it is a brace kit for Glocks. So the one I have in particular is set for 9mm and 40 caliber Glocks of the standard size, so like Glock 19s, 17s, 34s, and they also make them for the larger frame as well, so you just have to buy it appropriately. I went with the full kit just because they offer a few different sort of configurations that you can buy. So just the brace by itself is $100, but the full kit goes up to $200, and then everything in between based on what accessories you want. Now, getting the full kit is kind of annoying because it comes with a bunch of stuff that's kind of, I would say, not very high quality. So like I wouldn't actually use those things. Like the bungee sling that it comes with is kind of on the cheaper end, and I don't really think it does what you need to do. So I would say, that stuff probably not really useful. But for the most part, most of the stuff that comes with it I'm using, so I'm pretty happy with that. So right now I have a Glock 34 in the kit right here. So basically it's just installed, and the nice thing about it is it's super easy to install and remove pistols if you want to switch them out. It's just one Allen key screw in the middle and the whole thing comes apart, and then you just insert the pistol you want, screw it back down, you're ready to rock and roll. So what I really wanted with this is a suppressed backpack gun. Now this is just me having LARP fantasies, because in the sense of like defensive purposes, I've got a pistol on my hip, so I'm not too worried about, having a carbine to pull out of a bag. Some people, really actually do that kind of stuff, and mad props if you can make it work for you. This is really just me having fun, right? So I've got a Glock 34, and I have my Octane 9 suppressor. So this is actually kind of a longer configuration. You can get much shorter stuff now, like if you were rocking a Glock 19 with maybe like an Omega 9K or something, you'd have a much more compact package. Whereas this one, I was thinking, having the 34 with a longer barrel, kind of nice, and also my Octane has a very a nice deep tone to it when I shoot it, so this is actually a lot of fun to shoot in this configuration. So it is a folding brace unit, so there's a button right here, you just push that and closes the brace up. It's pretty low profile as well, which is really nice. So it's not too thick when folded up. And then when you open it out, it's very stable. Now, here's the thing. It is a brace, so you have a strap right here that you can strap it to your forearm right there. But it is very stable in the rear for if you were to shoot any other positions that you might make use of braces, right? So this is a very stable platform to shoot off of. I've got a HoloSun 507 red dot on the top installed. This is a Glock MOS, and clears nicely, so I can see through the optic very well, and the optic also assists in basically racking the gun. So when you need to do reloads and stuff, you would just do it right off of the optic. They also include a charging handle that you can put onto Glocks that don't have a red dot. So basically that way you're not just like pinching the back of the slide trying to rack it. You would just install the charging handle, and it's just basically a little loop. I forgot to bring it with me today because I don't actually use it since I have the optic, but you can look up pictures, or we'll just throw up some pictures somewhere. And you can kind of do press checks from the front if your gun is long enough. Maybe the clearance may not allow you to do that with the shorter guns, but with the 34, I can do a quick press check on the front. The full kit comes with these little Picatinny side panels. So I've got a Surefire X400 mounted to it. I've mounted it to the right side because I want it to maintain kind of a lower profile instead of having it on the other side. Some people might think, oh, you could activate with your left thumb. You could activate ones that I can use my index fingers to reach the back of the X400. So that's not really an issue, and I can just basically activate constant, or if I just need to scan, I can do momentary. But the reason why I have it mounted to the side is to maintain low profile. So when I put it into bags and stuff, it just doesn't have like a crazy width on it. The other thing that the full kit comes with is this mag holder. Now, the interesting thing about the mag holder is it basically locks in to the pick rail on the bottom of the kit here. So this button right here is actually not the mag release. It's actually to remove the mag holder. So it locks into a little pick rail underneath. So that's a little bit misleading in the sense that it really does look like a magazine release. It is not. And the biggest complaint I have about the kit is that the mags are pretty difficult to remove from this mag holder. So it has two tabs on the side here, and if you have Generation 4 magazines that have the cutouts for the mag release on both sides, it maintains a very tight grip on the mag. So you're probably not really going to be doing emergency mag reloads. That being said, I've done it quite a bit with this particular magazine, but some mags really just lock in there, and sometimes it'll just bind up or get stuck. So I will say that this is not super convenient to do emergency reloads from, but if you were to do like a tactical reload or from behind cover, I think it would totally work out just fine. But as a front mag holder, it works very well. And yeah, you do have a spare magazine on you. But I would say you'd probably want to modify it a little bit by either shaving down the tabs that hold the mag release in. If you use a Gen 3 magazine that only has the cut on one side, it doesn't hold onto it quite as tightly, so it's a little bit easier to pop it in and out. But you can also shave down that portion of it. The reason why I didn't do that yet is because I'm afraid that if I modify this too much, it may not retain a fully loaded magazine. So I just don't want mags to just fall out of it randomly. And yeah, but you got a little sling loop right here, and that's pretty much, I'm using a HK claw hook, single point style sling. Just hook it in, drops in just fine. For small guns like this, I prefer to use a single point just because it's a small gun, so being able to just tuck it away nicely, I think that works well for its intended purpose. But normally I like to use a 2-point sling. Even shooting it like this is actually not too bad, but it is obviously taking advantage of having a pistol. Shooting it like that, I think, works quite well. That's pretty much all I've got to say so far. I haven't had a chance to put too many rounds through it. Probably shot maybe around 500 rounds through the gun, but it's awesome as like a kind of like a pistol sort of braced carbine thing. I think that it's just got kind of a unique look. It actually reminds me a lot of the B&T TP9, except with a Glock platform. And you can use regular suppressors, which is kind of nice, but it maintains very low profile. So for instance, with the stock folded, and let's say you have a Glock 19, which would be flush with the front of the brace, and you have, let's say, a shorter can, like an Omega 9K, you're at about just under 15 inches. If I'm not correct, I think it's about 14.5 inches. You could find very small sling bags to put them in. The other thing is, you can use shorter magazines. So this is a Glock 17 mag, so if you put it in the mag holder, being that it's a little bit lower, it maintains the lower profile. If you're using a Glock 19, you can even get a shorter magazine in there, and then using the lower profile mags here, it keeps the height to a minimum. So for little sling bags and stuff like that, discreet off-body carry, I think this is an awesome option. The other thing I wanted was a suppressed platform. So carrying a pistol and shooting a handgun, I'd say 9mm is not that loud, but if you are shooting, you do get that ring, especially with supersonic ammunition. If you're running subs with a suppressed little pistol carbine, pulling that out of the bag, Of course, this is very, once again, fantasy situation. I don't necessarily think that most people are going to want to use this for real, but I will say there might be people out there in non-permissive environments that are using this kind of stuff, right? So maybe there's a very niche specific purpose out there for certain people, but that's not me. I'm just dreaming here. Otherwise, it's as reliable as a Glock will be, which is awesome. So that's the other thing that I was thinking is sometimes you get these little pistol carbine guns that are not that reliable because it runs off the Glock platform. I don't really have to worry too much about that. Everything just functions as is. And you can run it with a compensator as well. You don't necessarily have to have a suppressor on the front. So I've got a threaded barrel here. You could run it without, or you could run a comp on the front and just keep it really nice and low profile. So this kind of reminds me of like executive protection type stuff with like guys, you know, tucking these underneath a blazer or something like that. Sort of like maybe Secret Service-ish, except Secret Service uses like way cooler stuff because this is kind of like, I don't know, very, once again, a little bit more LARP fantasy. But I think overall, just very cool, especially compared to some of the other kits out there, like the Micro-Roni and like some of the other ones. You know, I think there's some interesting options out there, but this is one of the most attractive looking ones I've seen, and also one of the most stable. So this guy right here, it is not flimsy, which I think is really nice. And it just locks in really nice and sturdy and clicks in, so this isn't like just floating out here. Like it's, once it's locked in, it'll stay there, and then it's very easy to pop open and get on target. That's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward. You know, I've got some video clips of shooting of it, so you can check that out. And thanks for watching the video. Hope you appreciate it. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think about pistol kit arm brace things, because I know that this is a very controversial topic in the way that a lot of people hate on this kind of stuff. So just let me know what you think, if you like them or if you don't. Otherwise, you can join our Discord, check out our... Okay, so one part I totally forgot to talk about is this little doohickey right here. So going back to the whole thing where I was telling you about some of the stuff that comes in the full kit that I feel like is kind of useless, one of the things that I was kind of hesitant to buy the full kit was the holster that they incorporate. So there's a little paddle style holster that basically you just slip onto your pants, and then you can holster this thing, which is kind of ridiculous in my mind, but you know, like I said, some people use that stuff, and it could be kind of convenient if you don't use a sling and just kind of want to put that on in the range. But basically, I think that that was kind of one of the pieces where I was like, oh, that's probably just going to be something I'm going to toss. Well, I have found a secondary use for it, which is kind of interesting. So I was thinking about, if you're going to have this in a bag, one way you could do is condition 3, where you would just have a loaded magazine in the gun, and then you would just rack one in right before the action starts. But I was thinking, what about having a round in the chamber? Now, with the Glock, I would say that you probably should not have a round in the chamber with Glocks unless you have some kind of a cover over the trigger guard, like some kind of holster or something like that. Well, this piece right here that attaches to the paddle basically comes unattached. So I was kind of playing around with some of that stuff when I got it, and I was thinking I can just slip this over it, and that covers the trigger guard. So what I did was I took some paracord, just tied a loop, and that loop kind of lets me basically just grab it and rip it off. The other thing you could do is you could tie this off inside of whatever bag you have that on the gun, tied off in the bag, and when you pull this out of the bag, it comes right off. So that's one thing that I mentioned that is kind of useful, that it comes with the kit, but not in its intended use. So I think that's something that you could potentially make use of if you decide to get one of these. The other thing I wanted to mention is the reason why I went with the Hollow Sun over like an RMR or some of the other different micro red dots out there. This is very much a toy for me in the sense where I'm probably not going to use it for defensive purposes or offensive. But generally speaking, the reason why I went with the Holosun is because it has the EOTech style reticle, and so for a carbine of some sorts, I wanted to try something more than just the dot. And having that option of having the dot with the ring, I think is an awesome choice for this setup. And Holosun has appeared to be quite good, even though it is a Chinese-made optic. So I'd say, that's the consideration that I put into choosing the optic for this gun. I will say that if you have a Glock with no RMR cut or no MOS cut or whatever, using the Baylor with an optic mounted to it actually is really nice because it has a higher clearance. So when I get on this gun, I have to get pretty low on my cheek, as you can see right here, in order to look through the optic. If you have a higher mounted optic, it's a little bit more comfortable. So using something like the Baylor, or I think Duick Defense also makes a adapter for micro red dot if your slide is not cut for it. That is another option, and it puts it at a little bit more of a comfortable position for cheek well. That's pretty much what I forgot to mention earlier. So yeah, I never know how to end these things. So target. That's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward. I've got some video clips of shooting of it, so you can check that out. And thanks for watching the video. Hope you appreciate it. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think about pistol kit arm brace things, because I know that this is a very controversial topic in the way that a lot of people hate on this kind of stuff. So just let me know what you think, if you like them or if you don't. Otherwise, you can join our Discord, check out our Instagram and all that good stuff. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.